Are you arguing that it's more affordable and more, I guess, accessible in other countries? Let's take Canada, for example. You're saying that their healthcare would be better than the US?
There's better average health outcomes. They spend nearly half as much per individual as we do here in this country. Now, they do have longer wait times for elective procedures, but that's a better problem to deal with than what we currently are dealing with right now in this country, where 130 million Americans are struggling with medical debt, where 45 to 68,000 American lives are lost every single year due to lack of health insurance, where there is the main cause of personal bankruptcy in this country is the fact that people can't pay their medical bills, and that's literally zero in Canada.
But where would you rather receive healthcare, Parker? Canada over America?
I would rather not have to spend tens of thousands of dollars, right, on basic shit that you have to spend out here in this country, but they don't have to in their country.
Listen.
It's late. I'm real tired, but I got to give another shout out to my Canadian followers. You guys are unbelievably understanding. I'm not used to that. The thing is, and even when you don't understand, you admit that and ask me to try to clarify, to go and make sure that you do understand. And that's absent here. Very absent. I totally understand now how the Gingers felt when we adopted them. Being accepted. You guys sure know how to make one hell of a free agency pitch. For real. Somebody in the comments even said, bring your mom too. And that hit home because I immediately knew that that wasn't somebody being sarcastic and trying to get me out of America. No, that was a legit person.
I just want to say that I am so relaxed in Canada, so stress-free. Like, today was the day that I realized this feeling that I have had since I got here a couple of months ago. And it's that, like, I don't feel like I have to always look over my shoulder. I don't feel as though something could happen at any point in time, whether it's when I'm getting onto the train, whether it's walking around, at any given hour, walking home from a bar, whether it's going to the grocery store. Like, going to the grocery store, because of some of the incidents that have happened in America, and because I have predominantly lived in large cities, for some reason, that is one of the places that I always feel pretty stressed out. But not here, not here, especially not here in Montreal. And I think a lot of people who are outside of America do believe that there is a common occurrence of violent crimes that occurs, specifically with one certain item, a pew. And unfortunately in America, I think it is a pretty common occurrence, but it's something that, like, we just live with the knowledge of. But I've realized that since I got here, that is kind of the reason why I have not been as stressed or anxious. Like, I just don't expect any of that to happen. I don't think it could possibly happen here. It is so rare, in fact, that today, an incident occurred that I don't even think would make headline news. But it was, there was an active pew thing happening in Montreal, and everybody in the vicinity got text messages, and everybody was told to, like, shelter in place, that this person was dangerous. And I really appreciate that. Like, I appreciate that system. Like, it is so important. It is so necessary. And it was taken seriously, whereas I don't think it would have been in the majority of large cities in America either. And it's just really sad. Like, I don't know what else to say about it, but it's, like, really, really sad. And I know I'm going back to the States in a little bit, but, like, I can already feel myself tensing up a little bit in preparation for that. And I don't want to be dramatic, but it is a very true thing that these things happen pretty commonly. And it is a testament to you all and to the safety of your country that it happens so rarely that these alerts that you got today were taken seriously, that it was all over the news, that people were getting updates. Like, it would be gone in a second in America. And that is, quite frankly, it's devastating. And there's nothing I can do about it, but just something I wanted to point out, because that difference is wild and stark.
As a non-Canadian who's been living in Canada for the past 11 years, do you know what's the most Canadian trait to me? How much you guys love the rules. You guys love a good process. You guys love a good structure in society. There is nothing that's gonna upset more a Canadian than somebody who doesn't respect the rules. I lived 10 years in Quebec, I lived 10 years in Montreal, now I live in Ontario. But I remember, like, if somebody would walk on a bike lane in Montreal, people would shout on them. And mind you, Canadians don't shout much. So if they shouted, you really gotta piss them off. Or one day I remember I was doing a hike during the winter on the Mont Royal, the big mountain in the center of Montreal, and I accidentally walked on the cross-country skiing path. My God, people got so mad at me, and I was like, guys, it's fine. We can, like, I was not even on the track. I was beside the track. Even the lineup. Canadians are really serious about the lineup. If you do the lineup, you got to do it properly. You got to be organized. A lot of immigrants, when they arrive here, they're like, oh my God, people line up, like in Montreal at least. People line up to get into the bus too. Like, it's a very well organized and well structured society. And I'll tell you, as a French person, I am so grateful for this. That has made me such a better person. I feel like you guys are way more structured and know how to make a society more functioning.
Guys, one thing I've noticed here, there's not a lot of litter. And, you know, I've been around a few places and there's literally no litter. But yeah, I've noticed it on, like, the streets, in the parks, in the town centre. There's no litter. And in the UK, there will be crisp packets. Oh, there's a feather. That's the most litter I've seen, and it's not even litter. And there's so many bins, and they're actually animal proof bins to stop bears and things getting in them. So they kind of like put your hands up and they lift up, which is pretty cool. And I guess that helps litter from flying out, because in the UK they just have the open bins. So I guess if it's windy, you can blow the trash everywhere, so that might be a reason. So yeah, let me know in the comments, guys. Do you have a lot of litter in your town? Because here, it's pretty good.
So I'm a Frenchman living in Toronto, and I finally find words to describe the cultural difference between France and Canada. I think Canadians have way better emotional regulation. For example, when you meet someone in France, it's really normal to just complain with them the first time you meet them. I would even say that it's like a bonding experience, like you bitch about people and that's how you become friends. In Canada, I find that people mostly talk about the things they experienced in life. Which is the reason why a lot of French people, when they arrive here, say Canadians are hypocrite, because they don't understand the fact that they do not bitch much about other people. And after 11 years here, it's true. Canadians don't bitch that much about other people. They prefer talking about more like productive stuff. We all know that about French people, but like people get mad super easily. Like people will shout on you in the street, people will shout on you in the bus, in the metro. It's really common in France to like express frustration. This is how society functions. But on the other side, with the passionate side comes a lot of warmth. French people are very warm, like they're very community oriented. And the same way they express frustration better, they also express joy and happiness in a much louder way, which sometimes, I gotta admit, I miss.
Okay, I've lived in Canada for a year now, and these are my top 5 random things that I love about living here. Number 1 is air conditioning. Now, I'm from the UK, a famously very mild weather place. However, we do sometimes get really hot weather in the summer and we're not prepared for it. We have no air conditioning and we have no screens on our windows, so all the bugs get in. Here, I love it. I can go outside and enjoy the heat, come back in and enjoy such a nice, cool environment. Number 2 is very fitting, Canadian summers. I've learned the hard way that you definitely earn your summers here. The winters are long and very, very cold. As you can tell, I'm a pale Scottish girl. I don't do well in the sun, but I do love the sun. We just don't see sun in Scotland that often, so I will take any opportunity to sit in the sun. Number 3, your obsession with cottages. As a Scottish girl, I class a cottage as something very, very different. But here is a beautiful lakeside cabin. I love it. Number 4 might be an obvious one, but poutine. I've been obsessed with it since I got here. We essentially have it in the UK, it's just not cheese curds, it's like shredded cheese. And I love showing it to everyone that ever visits me. Number 5 is one I've talked about so much. Iced tea. Tell me why Fuse, Nestea, Brisk, all these brands are not in the UK. It's a necessity over there. I feel like I could make up for a bunch of people as a sole consumer. I really don't know how I'm going to live without it when I go back to the UK at some point.
Tell me I'm not the only one that feels like this, but as soon as I cross the border and enter America, something clicks and I just don't feel safe anymore. It's like a filter of violence just like passes my eyes. Also, being in America feels too real. Like, it feels like damn, this is what the movies are about. We're really in some real shit right now. Once you enter America, it's like you're not watching from the sidelines anymore. You're in the bullshit. Like, I get why they have guns. I don't feel safe right now. What the fuck? Canada's like the minor leagues. You know, it's chill, but you know what I'm saying? It's like the same, but it's like a little different. America's the major leagues. This is where shit goes down. You know what I'm saying? America just feels too name brand. Like, it's like Canada's vaping, America's smoking cigarettes.
Good morning. I just wanted to give a special shout out to my new Canadian friends. Just recently got back from Nova Scotia after spending 1 week there with my husband for our 20th anniversary, and I gained a lot of new followers because of an Airbnb I stayed at. Gained a lot of attention, which was nice. So I'm excited. I feel like we have so much to I want to follow you equally, and I feel like we have a lot that we can learn from each other. But I wanted to share some of the differences that I noticed on my trip. I'm out walking my dog right now. So one thing I noticed about Nova Scotia specifically is that it's very clean. No litter. Like, I didn't see litter anywhere. And not that we have just tons everywhere, but it's just so, I don't know, it just felt so much cleaner to me, and I really valued that. I feel like people in general took better care of themselves. I noticed the foods had less ingredients than the US allows into some of our foods, and they even tasted better for it. So that was kind of a bonus. Something else that's kind of random was we stopped in a McDonald's that was in a gas station. Now, our McDonald's and gas stations in the US are pretty rough. Our McDonald's that aren't in gas stations in the US are pretty rough. And it was so clean, and people were dressed nice and not in pajamas, which was refreshing to see people taking care of themselves and families engaging each other politely at McDonald's was kind of a big deal. So, and McFlurries. There were like 20 different flavors of McFlurries on your menu. Like, not 20, but a lot. We have 2. And our machines are always broken in the US. Like, always broken. And the containers, even that the McFlurries in, are so cute. They're like little pouch containers. Really cute. Something else we noticed is in Nova Scotia, no billboards everywhere. We noticed a slower pace. People seem more relaxed. People are very nice, but not a whole lot of emotion, and not unemotion, but just kind of even keel. It was nice. It just, the whole experience. We found everybody to be so polite, and it was just a really good experience, and kind of hard to come back to the United States, where I am this morning, in North Carolina. Still beautiful here though, and I am thankful for it, but it was definitely a great experience. So just wanted to say hey to my new friends.
I just paused my jog to take a break and salute this incredible flag, to remind myself that we are loved in Canada. This flag gave me freedom. See, for a lot of people, Canada might feel like this cold country where things are slow and people are unhappy because all you hear on the media is some negative outrage about politicians, the country, and how things are run. But the truth of the matter is that we are so lucky here. We are so lucky to have this beautiful nature, to have this good air quality despite the recent fires, delicious water that keeps us alive every day. And we often go by not recognizing these small little things that bring so much joy to our hearts. So if you're going through a hard time, I just want to remind you that it's only going to get better from here. I was in your shoes 10 years ago. I came here as an immigrant, as a student. I was working 40 to 60 hours a week doing minimum wage. It wasn't easy. I was barely able to pay my rent, live with roommates, and put food on the table. And now, I don't regret any of these hardships. It's all designed to build your resilience. These hardships are the small increments that are going to make you more successful, more powerful, and more impactful in our community. stay the course and keep doing what you're doing. In my situation, I decided to transition into real estate a few years ago. And that's been the most incredible opportunity that I've taken so far, because I'm on a mission to help immigrants find their first home in Toronto, and most importantly, help them grow year over year, build families here, and strengthen their roots in this country.
I don't feel like you realize how much you've been mistreated in the US until you come to a place like Canada. I mean, like, everybody is, like, you guys they're too polite. They're too polite. Like, I'm just walking, and if somebody's even in my way a little bit, they say, "Oh, sorry," and they get out of the way. And I say, "No problem." And they say, "Sorry" again. And now it's like, you're so nice to me that I am questioning if I just did something to make you feel bad because of how much you're apologizing to me for just existing and being the slightest of inconvenience to me at all. It's like they like introspect with you. You like bump into them like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Are you okay?" And it's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And they go, "Are you sure?" And then I'm like, "Am I okay?"
I'm an American who just moved to Canada, and here are 5 things that I've noticed since moving here. Number 1, I would say, is free health care. We live in Alberta, and so we had to apply for an Alberta health card. With our health care number, we get free ER visits, we get health care, and we've used it. Number 2 is when you pay at a restaurant, they bring you the little machine instead of you putting your card in the little bill thing. Number 3 is childcare costs. I am a stay-at-home mom, but my youngest goes to preschool, and I think we pay $3.25 a month for his preschool. Number 4 is you can only buy liquor at liquor stores. You cannot buy liquor at the grocery store or, as far as I know, Costco. Number 5 are pew-pew laws. In the States, those are constitutional right, versus here, they are viewed as a privilege that can be granted or revoked. These are
Hello everybody, thank you very much for tuning in. So folks, if you're watching me for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel, like my video, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so whenever I post you get reminded. So folks, without wasting much time, I want to talk about Canada today, because have you ever noticed how many people can visit Canada expecting one thing and leave talking about something completely different? I mean, it's not just the beautiful cities in Canada. It's not the incredible nature or maybe the food. It's the atmosphere, the peace, the welcoming, the way the people welcome people from other countries. I mean, Canada has somehow created a place where different cultures can come together, bring their own traditions, and still feel like they belong to the same country. So folks, definitely Canada is not perfect. No country is. But maybe that's what makes this conversation interesting. Because while other countries argue about what divides them, guess what? Canada keeps showing the world that different backgrounds don't have to mean different sides. And perhaps that's what makes people finally starting to appreciate Canada. So folks, Canada isn't perfect. We all know that, which no country is. But maybe Canada is getting something important very right. The peace, it gives, no matter where you're coming from, Canada always welcomes people. It gives them the peace, the help they want. I mean, how beautiful is Canada? So folks, for today I won't talk much. I'd like to appreciate all my subscribers for tuning in. If you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so, because here is where we break down the real truth which most of the people are afraid to talk about. So for until next time, may peace be with you.